Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Carrie again. Uh, if you're new here, thanks for clicking in. If you're returning, thanks for coming back. I know you're probably expecting to see a video with my cereal box junk journal, but we're gonna do something a little bit different today because I'm still gathering stuff to figure out what I want to do next with that journal. So we're gonna take a break from it, and I'm gonna show you a couple other things that I've been working on. I've been working on these little notebooks. These are actually made, these ones, not this one, these ones are actually made from, I'm going to show you, one piece of 12 by 12 scrapbooking paper. So I'll show you how I make that. And this one, this is a Stamperia one, it's the Cosmos, and it has a little pocket here in the front. I have a little tag I put in there. And then inside you have pockets. And then this is just some tea-stained printer paper that I put in here. That I actually sewed this in. And it makes a cute little notebook. I got this idea from a video I saw on YouTube, and I will link that, because as I've said before, I always give credit where credit is due. And she actually had fun stuff to tuck in here. I don't. I need to make fun stuff to tuck into things, because, I mean, I have stuff, but yeah. Anyway, so that's what this is. And so we're going to make another one. Now, I have a second one here that I made that I have. This is just regular printer paper. I'm going to show you how to sew it in the paper into this one after I show you how I made the initial cover. And see, this one was a double-sided scrapbooking paper, so I didn't have to do anything other than just fold it up and make this. This one, on the other hand, which is that Craftsmith paper from Michaels, is not double-sided. I don't know if you can see that. It is not double-sided. This is the same, from the same pack, not double-sided. So I actually attach a thinner scrapbooking paper inside to hide the white. Now, you don't have to do that. If you don't care about the white, that's fine. But I wanted to hide the white, and we're going to do the same thing with the other one as well. And this paper just came from Hobby Lobby. It's one of their loose papers in their aisle. And then the other thing I'm going to show you, which we might do first because it takes a bit longer, is this is another one of my mailing envelope, these things, folders. Now this one, you haven't seen, I don't know if I've showed you the ones I've made. The other ones I make, I just fold them in half. This one I actually folded so it has a spine, and I just did that using my bone folder and my scoreboard. And so in here I have a little notebook. This came from Dollar Tree, and I've been collecting these when I go there because I think they're so pretty. And I made it so that this fits in here rather nicely, right into this little pocket. And you can still use the pocket, tuck things in back here. And then another pocket here. And then you just close it. I've got a eyelet here, and then a rubber band. And it just goes over, and it makes a cute little notebook cover. So I'm going to show you how I made that. Oh, it's bending right there. This rubber band might be, this elastic might be too tight. Anyway, so I'll show you how I made that. But I think we'll do this one first. I have everything cut, so you're not gonna have to watch me cut up stuff. And then we'll do the scrapbooking paper one. So let's bring this here, and we're gonna use all of this. Well, not this. This is for this. All of this for this. All I really need to do is to glue it. So we are finally out of that massive heat wave for now. I mean, obviously we're not done with summer. So what we're going to do, this is going to be for the inside. I think I'm going to go ahead and glue on the outside ones first. Uh-oh, what did I do? Oh. It flipped up upside down, and because I couldn't see the decoration, I just assumed it disappeared. Alright, let's just trim a little, whatever this is, excess off from when I cut it. Okay. And then I want to cover the spine here because I don't want that envelope color showing. You know, if you don't care about that, then go ahead. So I have a piece of scrapbooking paper that I'm just going to glue, and then this will go right over top of it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is we're going to just take some glue here. You can see me. and go right up the spine. Now I took this to my scoreboard, and I'll show you guys in a minute, and scored it to get that spine. This is 12 inches. So when I put it on the scoreboard where I have 6 inches, I just did it, you know, one line to the right, one line to the left. I think this is what, 1/8 of an inch here maybe. We'll just bring this down, and I do have my bone folder buried under this paper. And then I'm going to glue on each side. Up here. I hope everyone's doing well in this summer. I'm doing alright. My birthday is next week, believe it or not. Okay. So you can see here, I just scored it and then folded it where it was scored. I also scored it here so that this comes out a little bit more to have room to go around the notebook. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to fold it on this score line here and then use my bone folder to bring this down. And then we will do the same thing on the other side so that we can bring that spine back out. In case you're wondering, no, I'm not going to tell you how old I'm going to be. Go back and look at my videos where you see my face. Maybe you can guess how old Carrie is going to be. Okay, and then we will go ahead and put cover pages on. Again, this came from Hobby Lobby, and the other paper you're about to see came from Michaels. And they had a really good deal on that Craftsmith paper pads. Not enough glue here. Now we'll do the other side. As for the other junk journal, which I really like, I'm just trying to get some stuff together to make a closure for it. I did make the charm, the dangle for the outside, and I realized that I made it and put it on and actually did not remember to film it. So I do apologize for that. But I'll still show it to you when we get back to it, so I can show you how I do the cover and the closure. Okay. So now we have that. And I'm going to trim this right here. Even though I cut it, I still did not quite get it the right size. Now this idea, by the way, I didn't get from a video, I don't think. If I did, it was a long time ago and I don't remember who did it, and by now I wouldn't be able to find it in my history. But I think I just came up with the idea. But there's a good chance I saw someone else doing it, and I just can't remember who. This was probably many years ago, long before I started my own YouTube channel. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. So, yeah. So now we're going to do the inside. And we're going to glue that in. Now, if you're wondering, you know, where's the pocket, I will show you in a minute what we are doing for the pockets. Now, actually, what we're going to do, and I'm actually going to cut the pocket on this side ahead of time. We're going to use this. This is one of those chopping mats from Dollar Tree. And I'm just going to slide this into the envelope. That way when I cut here, I don't cut all the way down through the envelope, you know, to my craft mat. And we're just going to, I don't know if you can see the line here where the envelope is folded. I'm going to just cut right along that line and all the way over here. And then now we have this pocket. And what's going to happen is that this will actually slide into the pocket, and then I'll glue it down that way. And then we'll have another cover here, possibly some more of this going over there. So I don't know what I did with the excess. Oh, here. Anyway, we'll figure it out. Maybe we'll use some of this. Anyway, that's what we're going to do. And then, so now we can go ahead. I'm going to leave this aside. Now for the other pocket, which is going to be here, we'll do that after we glue this on. So let me go ahead and put some glue on here. I'm just going to add a little more glue to this envelope. I just realized I forgot to cover the spine right here. Sorry, I'm going to have to see how I did that on the inside, because how did I do it on the inside? I did it, okay, before. Whoops. Alright. Fix that now. Sorry about that. Now, we'll put this on. For this one, I don't want to glue all the way to this line yet. So we're just going to glue, where's my spine? Here's my spine. Just along here, so I can still slip the plastic back in so I can cut the pocket we're going to use to make the spot to slide in the notebook. then what we're going to do, put this back here. Can't go all the way over here because I glued that, but we're going to come right here, and then I'm going to get my ruler, and we're going to cut maybe about there. And actually what I want to do is I'm going to move this forward. Bring this back down. Oops. There. Okay. I swear I wasn't this disorganized earlier. I had all the stuff ready. Okay. So what I want to do now, pull this plastic out. We don't need it now. And I'm going to take my glue, and I'm just going to stick it in this area here. I can glue it down. If you don't need that to be open, we won't be using that for anything. The notebook's going to sit on top of that, so we'll just seal that down. And now we have this opening here. And then we're going to I might actually get rid of this here first. Didn't actually do that in the last book. So I think when I did the last cover, I actually glued all the way up to this line here. But before I seal off this pocket, we're actually going to cover this spine. Sorry, I had glue all over my fingers. I don't like having glue all over my fingers. I think I've mentioned that to you guys before about not liking glue on my fingers. Probably not the wrong hobby for someone who doesn't like having glue on their fingers, right? Why are you in the hobby of crafting with paper where you're required to use glue if you don't like having glue on your fingers? Couldn't tell you, because I like the end result. I like the end result. Okay. Now, I can put a line of glue just along here. Ow. And then put the pocket down. Then on this side, we're also going to cover the spine. So we're going to have to come up to the line because I didn't put it on beforehand, but that's okay. That is okay. And we're going to cover the closer thingy, the bob, and so that will start. You can't see what I'm doing. I'm just gluing this on right here for the spine, for the lid, for the top. All right. Okay. Now, for the inside, I think I'm going to try to use this. And I want to give that a trim. And then for the outside, we're going to use this. And I realize I'm probably going to end up cutting a bit of that off. That's okay. I think that'll be okay. Or I could just not cut a bit of it off and make the cover a little bit longer. I might do that so we can, because this is pretty, you guys. I don't want to cut that up. You know. Okay. I don't think I'm going to have enough to do this and then also cover that. So we'll have to figure out how to do that. I may have to pause the video and get another sheet of that paper. But for now, something's wrong here. Why is this so much wider than it actually is supposed to be? Folded in the wrong spot, you guys. Still feel like that's too big, but oh well, it'll work. Let's glue. I promise you guys the next little book we work on is not this complicated, but you will be seeing me use my scoreboard for it. Pretty. We'll fix that up in a bit. So let's see. Let me just, I'm going to pause this really quick, you guys, so I can cut that and get another piece of this to stick here. So just give me one quick second. All right, we're back. So now I have the cover for this. and the thing to do this. I've never actually extended the little flap, but like I said, I just did not want to cut up those butterflies because they're so pretty. Okay. All right. Now, when I made the last one, I don't feel like it took me this long and I didn't have this many issues. I'm wondering if being on camera is making me feel a little bit pressured to freeform. I feel like I didn't have that issue before. I'm not saying it's your guys' fault. That's not you. That's me having some weird issue with being on camera today for some reason. Because it's not like you're actually in the room while I'm doing this. You know what I mean? Alright. Now, I'm going to get my corner rounder. And I think we'll do 7 millimeter, and we will really okay fine, we'll use that corner rounder. We'll use this corner rounder. I know I can round the corners on this. Maybe I can't. Okay then, I'm not using a corner rounder. I'm just gonna wing it. Not bad. It actually works better because it kind of covers this bit more. And I'm noticing. Here we go. Okay, moving on. We can work more on that later. Now we'll just cover this pocket. The pocket. Sorry, I had to make sure you guys can see what I am doing. All right, so now we're going to add some embellishment here. I've got this, and I just realized that I think I'd rather have that for here. What did I do for the... think I originally got this for here, but I feel like I'm going to do it this way. Yeah, I think that'll work. Okay. So for this, I'm gonna, that was actually the one I used the last time. We're gonna slide this bad boy in here and make a little thummy do using this. I don't know if you guys know, but there's actually little arrows, and that actually marks the halfway point of the circle. And then for here, we are going to, how did we say we're going to do this like this? Very disorganized today. You can't see right next to me, but I have all my little bits of paper over here that I'm using, and it's just kind of a mess. Okay, and then we will take the hole punch and punch a hole in the center of this. And that's where the eyelet will go, which I actually did not bring one over here for that. But that is how I made it. This one actually came out quite nice. And then you can see from this one here, which I feel like it went a lot smoother. You can see the inside there. You can see how I put the little, I did put something down here, and I will probably do that here as well, but since I don't have that prepared, I don't want to make you guys sit here and wait while I prepare it. And then this just slides in, you close it, and there you go. And you have a little notebook cover. And then this is supposed to come out a little bit more. What's that here? It is not. I'm like ruining it. And then, okay. Alright, so there's that one. I'm going to put this back in here. And then I will probably do a screenshot where I'll actually have the little eyelet and the elastic on here. And maybe a notebook inside. Because I have, like I said, I've been collecting those little notebooks. Okay, so let's move on to something a little less complicated. And that is going to be this. put this here. So I got this one piece of paper, and just your standard 12 by 12. I would say try to find one, if you're, for the base of it, that's a little bit thicker than the other stuff. So let's see. Take out your scoreboard. This is a We Are Memory Keepers one that I've had forever. And what we're going to do is we're going to take the bone folder. And, I don't know if you can see. Okay, the 6-inch mark is here, so that marks the halfway. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to score one line in front of the 6 and one line after the 6. And that is our spine. Right there. So I would say it's an eighth of an inch. So you're going to do it, if you're looking at this at the 6, you're going to do it at the 1/8 and then the 7/8, which is on either side of the 6. That may be confusing, but I'll link her video, and she actually has a little diagram that makes it seem a lot more simple. Now the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to score around the edges, 3 of the edges we're going to score. And we're going to do that at 1/2 inch. So I always do it from this side, starting at 12 and going into 1/2 inch, and we just go down. And then I'm going to flip this around. And we're going to do 1/2 inch again. And go down. And then flip around again. And do it again in 1/2 inch. And go down. And that's pretty much. Now the reason why we didn't do it down here is that this is going to come up and become our pocket. So we don't need to score right there. I mean, you could score right there if you're wanting to know like how long you want your pocket, or how wide you want your pocket to be, if you really wanted to. Right? If you wanted it to say 3.5 inches. Like right here, 3.5 inches, 3 1/4. Just do it at 3 1/4. Generally, I just eyeball it, but if you want, you could score it there like that, and that would be where your pocket would come up. Okay, so let's get this out of the way. All right, now what we're going to do is we're going to fold. And I'm going to start by folding the spine. And we're going to take my other bone folder. The other one, I can actually use the other one that came with that cutting board and scoreboard to do the same thing. So we're not going to use that. I don't even know why I told you that. You don't care. You don't care how many objects I have that can be used as a bone folder, do you? No, would you? So now we have our little spine right in the center here. And then we'll come up and we'll just fold each of the sides in. And we'll do this one. And take the bone folder and go down. And then we'll do this one. Yeah, the person I saw do this, and like I said, I'll link her video. I can't remember her name. But I just thought this was really fun and something to do with, scrapbooking paper that you wouldn't normally know what to do with like this. I wouldn't want to cut it up because it's such a pretty design, but turning it into a little folder like that, a little cover, actually works well and doesn't really mess up too much of the design on here. So, and then we'll bring up our pocket. Now here's where it gets a little weird. We're going to take a pencil and throw it on the desk. realize that we have, oh, supposedly misplaced our ruler. So I'm gonna go here and right here on the spine, where the spine meets that line for your pocket, and I'm just gonna put 2 dots right there. Now, like I said, if you watch her video, she explains it better, and I'm just gonna line my ruler up from that dot and go straight down to the bottom. Line up with my dot and go straight down to the bottom. And you should get looks like it's a little bit more than an inch. Yeah, it's an inch. From here, just a little bit more than an inch. Not quite an inch and a half, but like an inch and a quarter, or a fourth. And then we're just going to take our scissors and we're going to cut that. Cut that out. And you don't have to worry about the pencil line, because once you fold this up, you're not even going to see it. Now, she measures her a lot more, but if you've watched my videos long enough, you've probably figured out by now, I am what's known as an eyeballer. I just eyeball it. I eyeball it. Okay. So now when this comes up, you can see the pockets. Now I'll adjust that a little bit, but you can see the pockets. And then now she didn't do this, I don't think she did. But I'm just going to take this here on the corner and do this. And just take a pencil and go across. And do the same thing over here. I'm just going to put this here. Like this. So you're meeting that where that tip goes in, where we folded, and right here, and do that. And then we're just going to snip that off as well. Hopefully this comes out beautifully. Now for the bottom, this is where I gets a little bit tricky. So when you come up and you fold this, you can kind of see that sort of is a little bit off. No, actually this one doesn't look like it's off. But so what I do, because we want this to kind of fit in this corner, but we want this to come over really well, is we kind of want this to kind of come up this way. You want to start small here and kind of go out a little bit. Alright, so you're going to kind of just so this one's a bit tricky. Some of you might pick it up better when you watch her video, but I just realized I want the edge to be flying here. And then like that. Just ever so slightly. See, I always do this. It's hard for me to do this because I have to do it the opposite way you would think that you would do it. So let's put this here. We'll just ever so slightly go over. And then Now we put this over the pocket because when she was showing her video, she was showing that this actually keeps the pocket tighter as opposed to doing it the other way, which kind of makes it looser and allows stuff to fall out. So this way helps us kind of keep that pocket there. So it would look like this. A little bit higher. Well, I could find something to cover that with. That's the nice thing about being a paper crafter is when you make a mistake with paper, you just cover it with more paper. So before we glue everything into place, we are going to put in that other piece of paper. And it looks like it's not the right size. Not the right size. I cut this at, so this is, what, 10.5 inches? 10, we'll go with 10.5. The nice thing is that you don't have to have it exact because this is going to cover it. So let me just, we're going to cut this. I'm sorry, I was trying to avoid having to cut stuff, but apparently I didn't. When I did this, I cut it thinking it was going to be the same, you know, 12 across, but I forgot that I'd be folding paper in. So, I said 10.5, right? 10.5? Oh, it goes the other way around. So I want to keep that pretty butterfly. All right. There we go. So let's go ahead and glue this in. This will also help thicken it up a little bit. So now I just want to burnish this so we can bring the spine out inside here. Okay. Now we can glue stuff down and seal her up. And then for the pocket, I'm just going to put a little bit of glue just along the edge there. And we'll bring that in, and then we'll bring that over. And we will make it nice and flat. And then we'll do the same thing over here. Do a little line of glue. A little line of glue right here. Hoping you can see that. Again, you guys, I'm not purposely trying to keep you out of the shot. Although I don't know what I'm doing when it comes to the shot, because I do. It's just my space is only so big. And I'm sure there's a lot of crafters that probably understand the whole limited space thing. So. And now we'll do the top. And the top should come down perfectly with the two sides. Okay, and now we have our little book that we can then put paper in. I'll probably do something on the front like I did with the others. I won't do that now because I didn't actually bring stuff over here to do that. But all I did was glue something on the front like I did with the other two. You know, glue this one here on the front. This is not a pocket, and I glue the butterfly. And then this one here, I had made it a pocket with a tag in the front. And then put the paper inside. So I will figure out what I want to do with this one. And again, in the final shot, I'll show you how I put the, I don't know, you've seen me do these. I just punch a hole with the hole punch, and then I use the eyelet press to press the eyelets. And I think it might be beneficial for me if I'm going to keep making these, and I do like these, to get some smaller eyelets, because you can see they kind of hang over a little bit on here. So that's okay. So I'm going to show you how to put the paper in on this one, because now you see me just knock my little cross right off my camera stand, because you already seen me make the envelope, so, or the folder, the cover. Now here's another cover that I did. As you can see, this comes down a little bit more. That one I kind of fumbled it, but that's okay. And we actually sewed that in, and I think that in the other ones, I think I have 3 holes, which I didn't do here because I didn't really want to. I probably should have. But the reason for that is that the hole punch doesn't reach here, so I have to poke it through with the awl, and then I have to put the thing in using, I have one of those eyelet presses that you put it on and you hit the top with a hammer. So, yeah. I'm thinking, and I want to try doing this with just 2 holes. I'm wondering if I should pause this again and put the 3rd one in really quick. I think I'll go ahead and put the 3rd one in really quick. I'm sorry, guys. I'm going to pause this one more time. Okay. And we're back. I went ahead and poked the holes in the paper, too, while I was paused, because I really hadn't done that. Okay, so what we're going to do, and you've seen me do this before, is we're going to thread this. And then we're going to go right through the middle and into the middle eyelet. I'm going to pull this all the way through about there. And then we're going to go back through the bottom eyelet and into the bottom hole in the paper. And make sure you don't let this go too far. And then we're going to go all the way up to this top hole, and that's going to go into the top eyelet. And then we're going to come flip this over. This string may be a bit too short. I'm trying to recycle through. I've got like this little plastic baggie full of like pieces of this that I cut up, you know, from when I was doing various different projects, and I don't want to waste it, and I felt like this doesn't require okay. And then we'll just, oh yeah, this is perfect, and we'll just have this so we've got each of the loose strings on either side of the middle string. So the middle string goes right between these two, and then we just make it nice and tight, and then we tie 1 knot, and then 2 knots, and then we cut it. And now we have a fun little notebook that we can go through and do whatever we want in. And that is that. That is that, you guys. So I've got 2 of these. Soon to have a 3rd one, which I didn't actually think to get decor for while I was off. While I was on pause, that's okay. I will do a final shot where I'll show you this. But that's how I made these. I will link the video where I saw this, and then this one here. I will finish this up as well and show that probably in the thumbnail. Okay, so I'm going to leave that here. Oh, I wanted to show you guys, in case you were wondering, what a eyelet press is. I don't even know if that's actually the actual name for it, but that's what I call it. It looks like this, and they come in different sizes depending on your eyelet. And they just have this little component here and this poly component here, and you would put this underneath, and so the top part of the eyelet, this part of the eyelet right here, would sit on this, and then you would put this part on the other side, which would be that up whole part, and then when it's on here, you just hit it with a hammer. I mean, don't hit the heck out of it, you know, don't take your anger or your rage out on it, but you hit it with a hammer, you know, tap with the hammer a couple of times, and it will actually bend down that, it'll actually bend down that metal piece, sealing it to the paper. And this is what I was using before I got this guy. This is much easier than this. But when you can't reach that middle part, this is what you use. So anyway, we're going to leave it here, end this video. And if you liked what you saw, give me a thumbs up. If you want to come back, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you know when I upload. And thank you for watching. I know this is probably not what you were expecting, and was a little bit disorganized, and I don't know why, guys. I don't know why. Anyway, so yeah, and just remember, I'm just me, crafting for mental health, helping myself and others, one DIY at a time. I'll see you next video. Bye.